we're going to continue from last week. Because it's really two lectures. Even though in the book, in the Platform Sutra, it's chapter 1. He's still talking about chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 is it's kind of long. It's kind of long. Okay, so I skip a lot of the biography and the background because you guys can read it, and I mean even though you can get maybe more understanding, but I don't have time. We don't have time to talk about it. Maybe in other classes or Q&A we can talk about that. But the most important thing is, like, I want to stress from the first class from last week, right? He's talking about you have to see everything from your Buddha nature perspective. Okay, I mean some people, like Transmitter Lin, he was saying, he's saying, he wants to emphasize, you have to see your true nature, see your Buddha nature. That's what it means. It's not just see. It means to comprehend, to understand, to realize, to comprehend, understand your Buddha nature, and see your true nature. Okay, that's what it means. So if you use everything from that perspective, and remember we left off from our from last week, right? We left off at where Sen Shu, right? That was the eldest disciple, right, or the chief disciple of the fifth patriarch Hongren. He wrote a verse, right? Remember, he wrote a verse, right, which said that our Buddha nature is like a bright mirror, right? And that we have to constantly clean it, clean it, if you will, so that no defilement or no earthly dust, no defilement, which means defilement, okay, or stains can stick to it, right? That's what he said. So what he wrote was that, I mean, it showed that he, is still what? Abiding or being attached to a form, right? To a form. He's still attached. So he did not truly understand what his Buddha nature is like. Okay, so what he's saying is what in his mind, what he's saying, or his understanding, his level of understanding. Right? Remember, I started from the beginning saying you have to realize, understand your Buddha nature. Right? So his realization, or his level of realization of his Buddha nature, is that it's still a form. Right? You get it? It's like a mirror. It's like a mirror that we have to constantly wipe, right? Wipe clean, right? Clean it, right? So that's his level. So that means he's still attached to a form, right? So his understanding, so Sen Shu's level of understanding is that according to the fifth patriarch, right, when he read it, is that he still did not realize or truly see his Buddha nature yet, okay? Did not realize what his Buddha nature is, right? Because he still thinks of his Buddha nature as a type of form. It's like a mirror. It's like a mirror, right? Okay, but it's already pretty high. I mean, so it's like that's considered the first proposition. It's just like I want to get to the later on in Zen. I mean, and that's why in the Q&A in the second lecture, in the Q&A, they have asked the question. One class member asked the question about the Zen, right? The Zen mantra, right? You see a mountain, it's a mountain, right? See a river, it's a river. Then you don't see a mountain. Then you say it's not a mountain, it's not a river. Then last you say, oh, it is still a mountain, it is still a river. So it's very similar. Okay, so what Sen Shu wrote is like the first statement. It's like the first statement of that. Okay. Next verse is by our sixth patriarch, or not yet sixth patriarch. He's Hui Neng, right? Hui Neng. Okay. So the story goes. So after the fifth patriarch read what Sen Shu wrote, he now see what he knew and what he said are two different things. He knew that Sen Shu wrote it, right? Because nobody proclaimed who wrote it, right? Because it was written on the wall, right? In the middle of the night by Sen Shu, and Sen Shu didn't say, "Oh, by me." Right? He didn't say that, okay? Because he was very conflicted. Let's say that he was very conflicted. All right, he wasn't sure. So this proves that he has not reached that level. But the fifth patriarch, because he did not want to, you can say, he did not want to like start a conflict, or because he still want people to continue to cultivate, right? So what he said to everybody was, when he read that what Sun Shu wrote, he said, okay, it's okay, it's not bad, it's not bad. All of you can, he told all his disciples, so all of you should start memorizing it. Memorize what Sun Shu wrote and continue to cultivate, so you do not fall down to the three evil paths, right? The three paths of reincarnation, okay? So he just encouraged them to continue to study. But then secretly, he talked to Sun Shu and asked Sun Shu. He asked Sun Shu to come to his chamber, and he asked Sun Shu, did you write it? And Sun Shu admitted that he wrote it. And then so what the fifth patriarch told Sun Shu is that what you have written down is not, it's pretty good, but has not entered the threshold. You have not gone transcended above the forms. So therefore, you have not truly realized or seen or understand your Buddha nature yet. So therefore, I will not pass you the bowl, the e-bowl, right? The bowl and the robe to become the next patriarch. All right?
Ask you to go
No.
back to
Yeah, I was going to say that next. So, but he said, but I'll give you the chance. You can go back and think about it, and see if you can come up with a different verse. Okay? All right. So Sun Shu was very disappointed. Okay, he realized that what he wrote down was not good enough. Was not good enough, or did not prove that he has realized his Buddha nature. All right. So he went back and tried to think about a way, and he couldn't think of it. Okay. So meanwhile, while he's having these problems, everybody, all the disciples are memorizing, right, what Sun Shu wrote, because according to fifth patriarch's instruction. So one day, or later in the day, whatever, there was a young boy. He was reciting it. And he happened to walk by the kitchen, and that's where Hui Neng was working. He was pounding the rice or doing whatever. So when he heard it. Wow! He realized that whoever wrote that has not reached that level, even though it was close, because whoever wrote that verse was still abiding in the form. All right, he still has not realized his true Buddha nature, or has not realized what the Buddha nature is like. Okay, it's like. So then he asked the young the boy. It's a boy. So he called him. The title of the boy he called Superior One, or something like that. 上士子, or something like that. Right, 上知士, yeah, 上知士. That means superior one, or the high superior knowledge, person of superior knowledge, or understanding or cultivation, learning. You can say, it's a term of respect to a little boy. But then the sixth page, Hui Neng was illiterate himself, so he asked the little boy, wow, what are you reciting? What kind of verse are you? And so the boy said, you barbarian, you illiterate, our fifth patriarch told us to recite it because our chief disciple wrote it, and the fifth patriarch said, that if you memorize that and you follow it, then you will not go into samsara. Okay, but then the Hui Neng said, oh, I have another one. I want to say it too. I want to write a verse too. And so can you show me where it's written on the wall so I can write it? And so the young boy say, I didn't know that you think you're that smart or that. Okay, come along, I'll show you. So he showed them. So anyway, so there were a lot of people, there's some, I guess, other than disciples, because there are also a lot of visitors. One of them was some court official or something like that from someplace, from the county or whatever. And so he was reading it too. And so, yeah, some government official, some of the province or prefecture. Anyway, so Hui Neng asked him, say, could you please, because he can't read the words, so he goes, can you please read it for me? Okay, so he did. And then Hui Neng said, you know what? I want to add to that. See, this is a very important part of the story, because he asked to read the verse written by Sun Shu, right? And then now Huineng, what he's going to come up, his verse, is in response to that. You understand? It's not done in a vacuum, okay? It's not done in a vacuum. It's a response. You get it? So it's dialectical. So it's dualistic. Okay? So understand that. So it's dualistic, right? Because Shen Xu said, propose posit proposition A. So now Huineng is going to say proposition B. You get it? Okay, so that's why. Okay, so it's not a contradiction. It's just a dialectic. Okay, it's like it means it's 所能. Okay, it means 所跟能. It just means 能跟所. It just means there's a I and there's a you, or there's a proposition and then there's a counter proposition. You get it? Okay, so that's why. So now, so Huineng said, oh, but I can't write Chinese. So please, government official, could you please write it on the wall for me? So the government official, he's being, because he's a politician, right? So he's very shrewd. So he said, okay, I'll write it for you. But if you discover the true way, if you become enlightened, or if you get the e-boy, if you got the book, got the mandate, then I'm the first one that you're gonna pass on the treasure, whatever. But he's very, these are politicians.
Before that, okay, because in your case, you don't know the words, and you can write a poem.
Yeah. That's right. He was very surprised. Yeah.
But the other one, when answer questions, that's an important statement.
Yeah. He said what he said was in response to what the government official said, that I didn't know a barbarian. You're illiterate, so how can you have a verse, right? How can you come up with a verse? So what he said that the people of learning, people who have superior learning, may not have wisdom, and people of no learning, book learning, no knowledge, could have the highest wisdom. That's what he said. Okay, that's a translation. Okay, you guys can read it in the book. I mean, I'm gonna, it's important. It's just another indication of Huineng's level of understanding. What I'm trying to say is what that sentence, that response, that reply that Huineng gave, it shows that it came from his true nature. You see what I'm trying to say? It's not something you learn from the books. I mean, we all learn it now because we read the Sutra. But remember, he never, there's no such thing as a platform sutra back then, right? and he's illiterate. So for him to be able to say those words, you see what I'm trying to say? Proves that he's right. He has a very, you can say, he's very knowledgeable. It's not knowledgeable. It's really came from his Buddha nature. You understand? So that's an indication. Okay. Anyway, so the it just means that we should not teach. How would you? We should not. Disrespect or look down on people who are not literate, or who appears not to be learned. Okay, we should not look down that, because that's external. What we should be respectful is what? To everybody, because they all have what? The same Buddha nature, precisely. That's why he was very respectful to the young person, right? That young boy. He called him a superior learned, scholar or person. Yeah, Buddha, you can call it. And yet to the fifth patriarch, he's also same respect. So he treat everybody equally. So that's one of the qualities of what? A bodhisattva, right? What's that? What's those four, right? 四无量, right? 四无量, right? The four of that. One of them is what? Infinite, not 慈悲. Yeah, 慈悲is good. But the one I want to get to is the infinite equanimity. Everybody is equal. Everybody's equal, right? Everybody, whether you are a child or whether you are the fifth patriarch. I mean, they're all equal. Wow. People say, how can that be? I'm a government official. You are nobody. How can that be equal? But you are. You understand? He's not looking at the what? The form, at the social status. He's not looking at that. He's looking at your Buddha nature. Because we all have Buddha nature. You get it? So we all have the same Buddha nature. You understand? Okay, so that's why. All right? So that's why he said. Okay? So I was going to talk about this later, but since we talk about it now, that's fine. Okay, because I want to get to that counterpoint to what Huineng said. So Huineng basically said, okay, what the Buddha nature is what, formless basically. The Puti, the Bodhi means Buddha nature. I mean, he's talking about your Buddha nature. Okay, he called it Puti Su, Bodhi tree. The Bodhi has no form. Basically, that's what it means. The Bodhi has no form.
Tens of millions of Dharma.
Right, and it contains or encompasses all Dharma. That's all things. All things. Dharma in this case is not just teaching. It just means anything, everything. It contains everything. So what he's saying is that the Buddha nature encompasses all the empty space. You get it? All this space. As wide as you could imagine. So from our material point of view, we could say, oh, it's the infinite cosmos, right? In all directions. The ever-expanding cosmos, universe. However, distant it is, we don't know. Contains the billions and trillions of galaxies. That's how big it is. So the Buddha nature, it's all of that. All that is contained within the Buddha nature. Can you believe that? Okay, so that's what he said. Okay, then the third statement is saying, how can there is no form or something, no stand. I mean, that means there's no mirror. Basically, saying there's no mirror, and so how can the dust? How can the dust? And dust in this case means defilements. Okay, any stains. Okay, pollutions. Yeah. Defilements include attachments, desires, all that. Okay, how can any stains or dust come to the surface, come into contact with your Buddha nature? Because it doesn't exist. I mean, it's no form. You see what I'm saying? So that's his 4 lines. Okay. So basically, if you understand, if you just read this on the surface, those four lines, the proposition, is in opposed to what? To what Sun Shu wrote, right? Yeah. So you understand? So it's a proposition A, proposition B. It's basically a dialectic. You understand? So what it means is this. To summarize, I mean, we can talk about the essence, the essential point of what Huineng said is talking about emptiness, right? Because he talked about our Bodhi tree has no form. It's formless, and yet it encompasses all this empty space. You get it? All this empty space. So he's talking about emptiness. You understand? Kong, right? Emptiness. He's talking about emptiness. Whereas, which is what? Which is the exact opposite of what? A form. Of what Sun Shu wrote. Sun Shu said, our Bodhi tree is like a mirror. It's like a mirror, which is a form, right? A mirror is a form, right? A mirror is a form. So Sun Shu essentially is saying there's a form. Yo means it means there's a form, okay? Existence. I mean, in translation we say but existence is not. It's too ambiguous. We should say it's some kind of form, something. It's something. There's something, some entity. You can say, okay. That's what Sun Shu is saying. Say our Buddha nature is some kind of form. It's some kind of entity. It's like that mirror. Get it? Okay. So that's yo. Okay. So now, what Huineng said, his fourth bit, is that no, there is no yo. It's non-existence or emptiness, right? In second line, he says it's emptiness, right? There's no form. It's formless. It's emptiness. So it's opposite. You get it? So it's opposite. Okay. So now here's a question, and this is what Lecturer Liu asked too. After you read these two, do you think that Huineng is enlightened or realized his Buddha nature? 不要说. He talked about, see, you gotta understand, it's in response, right? It's a response. So he still has what? A separation. There's a 分别, there's a 分别, there's a separation between, 对待, there's a duality between 有, that means existence or some entity exists, and he's saying, no, it doesn't exist, it's empty. You get it? See, so he's still doing a what? Duality. It's still a duality. You get it? So at that point, when he wrote it, after he wrote it, right, or he spoke it, he didn't write it, he spoke it, okay, he's still dwelling in duality. And here's why. Okay, what happened was, I don't want to go into more story. When people read that, right, first, all the audience, there are more than one people watching, there are a lot of people reading. Then when they read it, they say, wow, how can this barbarian, this illiterate barbarian, come up with something so profound? Who would have thought? Wow. Okay, so anyway, so people just, because we are all what? Abiding in forms. Because they'll say, oh, this guy's illiterate. How can it be so smart or whatever, so wise, whatever. Anyway, okay, so there was a big commotion. So fifth patriarch came along, okay? Fifth patriarch came along and said, what's the fuss all about in the hall? And then people said, whoa, look. So fifth patriarch came and read it. And then he said, now, once again, what he said is not what he knew, okay, what he knew. So basically, because he understood that people are still very attached to form, and also they have favoritism. They do not have a mind of equanimity or heart of equanimity. They still have you can say separation, right? There's a notion of you. So they all knew that they all favored Shen Shu, their senior disciple, over Huineng, because Huineng is a barbarian, right? He's an illiterate barbarian. He's a kitchen help, right? He's not qualified. Okay. So anyway, so what he said was, oh, this person that wrote this did not attain enlightenment. I did not see his Buddha nature yet. Did not realize his Buddha nature, what his Buddha nature is. So he erased it. So erase it. Don't memorize it. Erase it. Then he told everybody to go back to what they're doing. Okay. So Huineng went back to the kitchen and started pounding rice again. And nothing happened, right? I mean, he was not yet enlightened or whatever. He didn't see it. So but the fifth patriarch came by, and asked him, do you know? He asked the question. Says, do you know that people who are searching for the truth or enlightenment are willing to give up their body? Literally, that's what he was saying. Okay, are willing to give up their body. What he meant was not that you're going to be a martyr. No, not that. That's the superficial meaning. What he meant was that if you realize enlightenment, the truth, okay, you are going to transcend all form. Your body, you're going to transcend. You're going to go beyond your form. So basically, what he was saying, what fifth patriarch is saying, is to affirm, right, what he wrote. Say, yeah, it is empty. It is emptiness. That is true. So you are at a higher level than Shen Shu. So what he was saying, he didn't say it directly. You see what I'm trying to say? He's being very careful. Okay, fifth patriarch. See all these. See. Whenever we're talking about this level, this high level, everything is not superficial. It's all hidden. Okay, it's hidden. Just understand. So that's why you have to understand through your Buddha nature. Okay, not through your mind, conscious mind. Okay. Anyway, so he said that, but then so he said, and so then he asked the fifth patriarch. Huineng said yes. He said yes. He said yes. That means he understood what fifth patriarch was telling him. Underneath, the hidden meaning. So then fifth patriarch asked him again. He goes, "Are you ready? Are you ready?" It's the rice ready. So it doesn't. He didn't mean that. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's the rice ready. I mean, that's a stupid question, right? I mean, that's a dumb question. I mean, what he meant was he was asking Huineng, "Are you ready to go beyond this level of the that now you say, oh, you realize that everything is formless, but there's another level. Okay, are you ready to be enlightened? Another way of saying, okay, and so Huineng said, absolutely.
Not in the
Yeah.
kitchen.
No. I know that. No, absolutely. So then the fifth patriarch say okay, and then he uses his staff and hit the mortar, right, or pestle, whatever, 3 times, dock, and then he left. So what does that dock mean? People say, no, these are all cold language. Everything's like cold language, you know. First is the rice ready? Okay, I don't know if the rice is ready or not. I guess it is. I don't know. And then, we have to sacrifice our body. Okay, maybe. Okay. And then 3 times. What does that mean? 3 times because at the monastery, they have a big bell. So every hour they go. So like the first hour they go dong once. Second hour dong twice. Well, second hour means it's 2-hour period. It's a 6. It's a 12. It's 12 periods of 2 hours. Okay. So anyway, 6 in the day, 6 at night. So when he did the 3 strikes, meaning the third watch of the night. Get it? So third watch of the night is the first watch or the first hour. They call it the first bell. First bell of the night is from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Then 7 to 9 is the second. And what's the third? 9 to 11. Right around midnight. Or is it 11 to 1? It's one of that. No, it's 11 to 1. No, it's 7 to 9 is the first one. 9 to 11 is the second watch. The third watch is 11 to 1. So that's the third watch. So basically midnight. Okay, basically midnight. So what Huineng did is he understood. So at midnight he came to Fifth Patriarch's chamber. And so then Fifth Patriarch said, are you ready? Are you ready to realize your Buddha nature, to know what the Buddha nature is? Okay? And so he said, I will tell you. Right? So then he used his robe, closed the door, he used the robe and covered the both of them. Know that? He covered both of them. And now, in the Platform Sutra, it's not recorded what he told him, okay, what he said. Because you can say that's heaven's secret, okay? That's really the mandate. It's part of the mandate, and it's also just a FYI so that you guys, are wondering what that meant. When he covered up the book and whatever he was telling Huineng, what the fifth pair is essentially the Tao receiving ceremony that we all each have to undertake, where we have to receive the 3 treasures, right? The 3 there, we have to do our vows, whatever. Okay, it's essentially the same thing. I mean, it's not exactly the same, but it's a different form. Because don't forget, that's the red period. Remember, we're doing the white period, right? The white period, we have this ceremony, right? You get it? If we are still in the red period, we will not have this ceremony. You understand? Okay, get it? That's explained to you during the 3 treasures, right? You should know that, right? Yeah. You still have to receive the seal, 印证, okay? Got 印证, okay? Or 子, 一子, okay, 一子, 印证. They call it 印证. 印证 means to certify, to give you proof. To prove it to you. Okay, that's what it means. So what Fifth Patriarch did under the robe with Huineng is to basically pass on the 3 treasures. You can say that. Pass on the 3 treasures to him and gave him the seal, the certification, which is what? The first treasure. Okay, the 一子. Okay, the 一子义. Okay, that one transmission, that one point, the first treasure, guys. You guys know what it is? Okay. Oh, okay. So you can't. Okay. So anyway, so he did that. So and then after that, he let them go. And then, but he said something very true. But okay, he said, Huineng, what you said was about emptiness, which is true. Our Buddha nature is empty. It encompasses. It's this empty. It's formless. But 一切, all things or all dharmas, 一切, okay. All are manifested through this formless, empty Buddha nature. You get it? So what he's saying is he's telling Huineng that what you said is correct, and it's a higher level than what Shen Xu said. But you also have to combine it with what Shen Xu wrote. You get it? So one thing is form, right? Remember I say it's dialectical, right? It's opposite, it's duality, right? One is you, right? One is form, or you can say existence. The other one is formless or non-form or emptiness. So what Fifth Patriarch told Huineng is that our Buddha nature is not one or the other. You get it? Because that's dualistic. Buddha nature is non-dual. It's 一切真 no 一真一切真 okay, so that means all is merged into one. In other words, there's no dualism. 无相对. The Buddha nature has no dualism. You get it? The Bodhi tree, the Buddha nature, Bodhi tree, our Bodhi mind, Buddha nature. Just call it Buddha nature. It has no dualism. You get it? So it's neither form nor neither just emptiness. You get it? It's really one. 一无二. You get it? Okay? 一和. It's very important. It's in the 华严经. 华严经 talked this about a lot. So that's why you hear a lot of phrases. They say one in all in one. It's the same idea. One in all, and all in one. You get it? The Buddha nature is in everything, and everything is within the Buddha nature. You get it? It's the high idea. So when he said that, when Fifth Patriarch explained that to Huineng, Huineng suddenly, whoa, he became enlightened. At that point, that's when he became truly enlightened. You get it? And then he said the following, which is very important. Where's the translation? It said, how profound, did you have that? Do you have it? Yeah, 四句嘛. He said those 4 things. Okay, it's very important. It's very important. It says, it should be in there, no? Didn't he? Yeah, he said those four things. Okay, you get it? Those, what is it? Yeah, hold on. I have it in Chinese. I was gonna, because I thought I brought my English and I didn't have it. It should be translated in the English. Can you go down? Keep going. It's probably in the it's further down. It's further down. Keep going. It's almost there. Keep going. Slow down. Okay, go page by page. It should be in there. Keep going. That's what I thought. Okay. Keep going. Yeah. Keep going. To see the one truth. See, if one is true, if you go up a little bit. See, this is, you guys gonna read this anyway, or you guys gonna listen to it. When it says when one is true, everything is true. That's the same idea. Okay, that's why when 一真一切都是真, right? That's when one is true. That means when the one means the Buddha nature. When the Buddha nature is true, everything is true from the Buddha nature perspective. You get it? Not from the physical. So later on, I talked about Zen, the 一切真, right? 一真一切真. You get it? That's why when one is true, all is true. You get it? Okay? So that's okay. So keep going. So that's the 一真法界. Okay? So anyway, okay, yeah, that's the 不可思议. That I'll get to that later. But anyway, keep going. What I want to say what 一真法界. Yeah, keep going. No. Where are you? No, where are we? No, keep going. No. I thought no. See, I didn't have the book with me, so I thought I had the book with me, and I had that page bookmarked. But anyway, it doesn't matter. But basically, what he said is, what Huineng said was, how profound or how marvelous the Buddha nature is self-sufficient. 好像是 self-sufficient. That means it's 自信. It's no, it's just it's self-sufficient. Yeah, that's the first one. No, the second one is. No, is that the first sentence? No, first sentence it's pure. It's so pure, right? So pure. Then the second sentence is it has no birth and no cessation. In other words, here it is, right there. Read it. You guys can read it. Okay, so I don't have to do it. Yeah, it's there. Okay, the true nature, essence of mind, the Buddha nature. That's the Buddha nature. Is originally or intrinsically pure and tranquil. Okay, and how unexpected or how marvelous the true nature is originally neither created nor desired. 不生不灭. Okay, the third sentence. How unexpected the true nature is originally complete in itself. That means it's self-sufficient. That means it has everything it needs. Everything. It has everything.
What is everything there?
Yeah, that's everything. It's what? It's all Dharma. It contains all Dharma. It's all Dharma, all emptiness. Right, it's nothing that's beyond it. You get it? Nothing that's beyond it. That's what it really means, okay? It contains everything. It's all emptiness. It's the whole emptiness, okay? And then the last phrase is, the fourth one is, how unexpected true nature is without movement. 就是无动, right? 如如不动, okay? It means it doesn't change. It has no, it's permanent. It's eternal. Another way of saying it is it's eternal, okay? It's changeless. You get it? It's permanent. It's okay? It's eternal. It's eternal. Okay? And then the fifth one is it can produce all dharma, right? All things are the manifestation of the essence of mind. That's why we says when one is the true, when the Buddha nature is true, right? Everything else is true. You get it? So that's what it is. So the Buddha nature produces all dharma right there. Okay? So later on, so remember, let's go. We can talk about when we say. Remember, you heard the Zen. That's why Zen can summarize it.
上面有一句话解释一下：一切妄法不离自性，这是一个。
That's that one. That's the fifth sentence. 那是第五个嘛？第五个。Oh. Okay. Time's up. 所以那是第五个嘛，第五句嘛 right? So that, I'm going to explain that, okay? That how unexpected true nature can produce all dharmas. 万法嘛 that's 万法，都是从我们的福性。I'll explain that in next class because I'm going to talk about what Zen is. When we see a mountain, it's not a mountain. When I see a river, it's mountain river. Now I see the mountain, it's still a mountain. That's really that. That's really that. You get it? That's that. That's that last sentence. Okay? All right?